Welcome back. Started here back in the town because this guy has some stuff to say. I actually came in and told him that his apprentice was dead. This is the blacksmith. He'd given us a quest to go tell the apprentice to come back, and when we found him out there. I missed that part. I didn't realize that's what he was talking about, so I didn't record it. But he has this to say, so.
Tell me about your grandfather, the Chancellor.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Chaldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
A brave deed. It is good to know that there was one sane man among the mad.
Alright, I already checked everyone else to see if they had anything else to say. So we should be pretty good. So I'll start recording again when I get back outside. Alright, here we are back outside the city. Alright, so I definitely like the dual wielding the weapons better. That one-hand crossbow does almost no damage, but the other one does a great deal more, and it's probably my best option. I'm not really sure what that achievement is for. Probably for killing a certain number of, special monsters or whatever. And I guess that was the last one I needed. You need to remember, those guys explode and hurt you if they're close. So even if he's about to die, I need to make sure I don't let him get that close. Oh, he's got a fast. Oh god, run. What the hell was that?
My hatred is too low.
Whew, got him finally. That thing was kind of scary. I liked how he, when he hit me, he like knocked me straight up in the air. That was kind of funny. Some of the monsters in this, they definitely have some interesting abilities. I will be very interested to see like what new abilities or whatever they add at the higher difficulties. Or even just later on in the game here. I really need another, a second newer hand crossbow as my offhand weapon, because the that one I started with that I'm using right now is really crap damage. Man, there's a lot of these guys.
You won't survive that!
That was actually pretty funny. I killed this one and then they all like exploded. Because they killed each other.
That was just a taste.
See, it's stuff like that even though they even though those guys are pretty dangerous, it makes them a really good enemy to fight because especially if they're in the midst of a crowd, because all you have to do is kill them and they'll probably kill everything else when they die. Or if they don't kill it outright, they'll certainly badly injure it. Oh, that one hit must have been a critical because it did 25 damage. Like twice the damage of every other hit that I've done. Ooh. That guy sounded really mean, but he's pretty much just another random dude. I like those guys that split in half when they die, because usually when the lower half is killed, it like goes flying through the air. It's funny. So far, the Demon Hunter's abilities are pretty cool. I definitely like Hungering Arrow the best of the two primary attacks that I've seen so far, because of the fact that the arrows, you know, are like homing missiles basically, and can hit multiple enemies and sometimes hit the same enemy multiple times. This is really nice because it makes it a lot quicker to kill things a lot of the time. I lost a few of my bestiary things when I got disconnected before. Like the skeleton and the bat spawner thing. But unfortunately, the game still believes, the achievement counter believes I never got the achievement. I never got the entry, but the game still counts me as having received it, so I don't, I'm not able to get it now. Which sucks, but, I guess I'll be able to get it on a later playthrough. It's kind of frustrating, though, to lose something that you, earned like that, and then, for no reason.
How satisfying.
Oh, and there we go, leveling again. I know what we got this time. Smoke screen. That could be pretty cool. We'll have to see what it does in a minute. I mean, I know more or less what it does, you know, it gives you disorients enemies or whatever, but I want to see precisely how it works. I believe it's probably a replacement for caltrops, which means I'm not sure which of the two I prefer, because caltrops is definitely useful when I'm fighting the either large groups of enemies or when I'm fighting the special enemies, especially. It's very helpful because it, you know, prevents them from getting to me, or at least makes it a lot harder for them to get to me. Alright, ooh, a mess of these guys. think we've explored... Yep, that's the den. I think we've explored everything. So it's on to the cemetery, finally. Let's see, what had I been talking about before? Oh yeah. Usually, in Diablo 2, when I was playing the, I'll tell you about my builds and stuff. The Necromancer, okay, this is open. When I played the Necromancer, I generally played a golem heavy, you know, corpse explosion heavy character. Basically, I relied on the area effect damage of the corpse explosion and relied a lot on the golem, mostly the blood golem actually, primarily because of the health draining abilities of it. For most of my fighting, I had would use the army of skeletons or whatever as backup, but they were mostly just there as targets, essentially. They didn't serve much purpose. I didn't even put that many points in the skill. I put enough to be able to get a large quantity of them, but I wasn't really putting the points in.
When King Leoric came to court, he brought many nobles with him, and nobles, oddly enough, want noble crypts. So I showed up with my shovel, thinking to make easy profit by digging a few holes. Ha, there's no stopping their demands around here. Now, I eat, sleep, and breathe dirt, see?
Anyway, I didn't put many points into it. I didn't try to make them stronger, really. I was just trying to get the numbers. And I used some of the other skills, but Corpse Explosion and the Golem was really my primary offensive skills. I mean, if the Golem would kill something, then I would, blow it up. And I relied very heavily on that. Let's see, that's not the one we're looking for. That's also not the one we're looking for. So that one up there must be the one we're looking for. Alright, so we'll go on these first. So that was that. And then the, once, Lord of Destruction came out, I was using... Ooh, Lord.
The tragedies in these lands have left many restless spirits in their wake, and they demand retribution. These spirits will take out their vengeance on any unsuspecting individual who may pass, for they believe that the blood of the living will yet restore the lives that were ripped away from them.
So I guess that's ghosts in general. Once Lord of Destruction came out, again, I started out playing the Druid. And the Druid, I did a bear transformation with some pet spawning abilities, but I primarily basically built it as like a DPS tank, basically. Transfer to the bear, deal out massive damage, and tank. Once I got higher level and was able to unlock the the large area effect spells that the Druid has, however, I actually started using those almost more than I was using the transformation, because it allowed me to clear large groups of enemies fairly quickly. And it also just looks so cool. The Assassin, I built the Assassin basically as a DPS class. Major lag spike there. I didn't really use any of the traps abilities. In fact, I don't think I've ever used a trap from the Assassin once. I don't think I ever put points in it or anything. I might have tried it out one time, but I don't remember. but I basically never really used the those kind of skills. I primarily focused on the DPS stuff. I did the you know, the damage skills, the and primarily focused like on the shadow discipline stuff and everything. Just let the assassin do major damage. And that was really pretty much my only real focus. I didn't really focus on anything else with the assassin. It made it for a very deadly character, but I will admit there was, you know, she didn't have any of the additional options that assassins can normally have. All she did was DPS. That was basically, you know, that was her job, and pretty much the only job she was really good at. But that's actually pretty true of me in pretty much any game I play, is I almost always do, you know, heavy DPS. I pick the class that, you know, does the most DPS. I usually play like a ranger, hunter, whatever class in MMOs. Not always, but usually. And that's pretty much the only role I ever really play. The only MMO I've played that doesn't have that, or that I didn't play the you know, ranger class, is Lord of the Rings Online. I play a warden in that, named actually the same as this character is named, and the warden actually does very heavy DPS, but I play the warden because it's a good all-around class. I mean, the warden can do, you know, can tank acceptably for itself. You can't really tank for a group, is the one problem with the tanking ability, is you really have no group tanking ability. So I mean, if you're expected to...
I have a feeling that the crown is nearby.
Okay, apparently this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I just lost my train of thought. Crap. That sounds unpleasant. Oh god, that looks unpleasant. Lovely move. Oh, that was...
The unburied are formed from human corpses that were flung into mass graves without a proper burial. This hideous amalgamation of bodies decomposes together into one being, bound by some foul magic. For all my knowledge, I could only flee from it, and I would expect any other sensible person to do the same.
Yeah, fleeing from it was a pretty good idea. I kept shooting it while I was fleeing, but definitely didn't want to get close to it. Oh, these guys look unpleasant. Oh, they're summoners. Lovely.
My hatred is too low.
Yeah, I feel bad if I take out the summoners, but...
I am well again.
Getting swarmed. Right. Oh yeah, the warden. So a warden can heal... I mean, a warden is probably much the best solo class, and I do primarily play solo. I don't really play with people that much. I have been part of a guild before. I really enjoyed it. I have a couple friends that I've gotten into the game a little bit, and we play on occasion. But I still mostly end up playing by myself. And, especially with my warden. And the warden is pretty much the best solo class in the game because you can tank very well. Just as long as you're just worried about taking damage. If you're worried about drawing aggro, the Warden can do it, but I've never been that great at being able to do it. The skills that the Warden has to do it certainly work, but they're not as effective as you would expect from a normal tank. So they're not really that great at tanking for a group. But if all you're trying to do is keep yourself alive, they are very good at that. Oh, this could be a...
No, I will not allow you to bring that monster Leoric back to this world.
Dude, I'm trying to bring him back so I can destroy him.
Not enough hatred.
No, no. Yay. Oh, is it a spell? Oh, that's cool. So it's not even a, you know, like the scrolls that they used to use. You can actually just do it, I guess, anytime. Probably works very similar to this thing, but just boom when you're back. I didn't explore some of this though, so we're gonna go back in and finish exploring it real quick, and then we might see if one of these couple of these other crypts are small or whatever, and hit them up real quick, and then go back to town. Won't pick up anything else that's not magical right now, just because my inventory is getting pretty full. And I really have no use for anything that isn't magical at this stage. I really do recommend Lord of the Rings Online, though, for anyone who likes MMOs. The world is very good. I mean, it's, you know, Lord of the Rings. They do justice to the Lord of the Rings, and it's pretty expansive. The classes are cool. The lore is cool. The quests. When the game first came out, for a long time, they actually weren't really that... It was a good game, but the quests weren't really varied as much as I would have liked. And they didn't have the, you know, ingenuity that a lot of, like, say, WoW quests have. But WoW is actually the main MMO that I know of that does that really well. They have a lot of quests that are very different from the standard run-of-the-mill MMO quests. Now, a lot of the quests are still, you know, go heal, kill this, grind quests, basically. And there's still a lot of those. But they do have some things that are a lot more interesting. And, but Lord of the Rings has actually been moving toward that a lot more recently. The new updates they've done, the new couple of new expansions they've put out, you still have a lot of the you know, go around and just grind stuff quests, but the instances in particular have been changed a lot to have a lot more variety and a lot more depth. It's not just go in and kill the boss, basically. Now there's actually a lot more to it. And they keep expanding the game and adding to it and making it better, so that's very good. So I definitely recommend it to people who are into MMOs. It's definitely probably my favorite MMO. I've never played another one that I actually liked more. And most MMOs, I get really bored of MMOs really quick because I mean it is a lot of just go around and grind stuff basically. Even if it's a questing MMO where you get all your experience from quests, I mean you're still doing a lot of grind quests where you're just supposed to go and kill things. Those get boring.
Demons have been known to devour their own young when no other nourishment is available. Their offspring, the imps, sometimes manage to flee and band together with other demon spawn. They rove in vicious packs, ready to descend upon the unwary traveler and rip his body to shreds with their tiny needle-sharp teeth.
Sounds lovely. So basically, they're hungry babies. Feed the hungry baby. Anyway, most MMOs I find anyway get really boring really quick. So I usually don't play them for that long. Even Lord of the Rings, I mean, I've gone back and forth with it. I quit playing for long periods of time and then go back and play it a lot, and then get bored of it again and quit. But it's pretty much the only one that I've consistently, kept going back to. That I've consistently been interested in playing again. And not just gotten, completely bored of it, uninterested in playing it any further. That actually was kind of helpful, thank you. Guys are remarkably tough.
Not enough hatred.
Lots of tough ones I start using those, so. Oh, joy.
My bag is too heavy.
Alright, so we gotta drop some random junk. Do you like this? Junk. Go away. And we will be going back to town very quickly here, so I'm not really too concerned about having full bags. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, there's a quest in here. Interesting. That's cool.
Grave robbers have defiled my tomb. Now my husband writhes in torment because I do not rest at his side. Return my bones so that we may rest in peace.
Sure. Lord. Out of these bastards. Man. Got the level again. Boom!
I have more control now.
Yay, new record. And a new ability. Couple of new things. And the teleport out. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna check this out before we go anywhere else. Cool, cool. We don't have an ability for that. We'll try out smoke screen. I think I'm gonna sounds like I'm probably gonna stick with caltrops. But we'll investigate. Alright, it doesn't have an ability yet. And we're gonna try entangling shot again here because I want to try chain gang. Oops. That is not what I meant to put down there. I didn't know you could do that. It's interesting. Alright, so what is chain gang? Okay, so this makes it hit more targets. So we'll try it a little bit. I still think we're probably going to be sticking primarily with the other shot because it does do a lot more damage, and as well as just plain being more useful. Because it takes a lot more shots to kill things with this on. But I want to try it out, see how it works. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be useful.
The dead are at peace now.
Okay, for completed quest. Ooh, and a weapon. Nice. So those are junk. Pick that up. Cool. So we got a bunch of magical items now in the inventory. I expect that'll be giving us a lot of money when we go back. I think this area is now clear, so we'll get out of here. I might go up here and investigate this last tomb real quick. This video will probably be a lot longer than the other ones, just because I want to pretty much get this whole place area done on one video, so. Alright, let's try a smoke screen. Well, I guess smoke screen is kind of useful because it makes them lose track of you completely. And I've actually had a thought. Chain shot and the caltrops essentially do pretty much the same thing, but chain shot does damage and is offensive. So I've been thinking I might actually maybe switch over to using chain shot instead of the caltrops. Because like I said, it basically does the same thing, but it hurts them too. And especially now that the chain shot affects more enemies. At once. Alright, so another junk. Whoa! That's a lot of armor. That's pretty good. And the one we got there is a little better overall. I'd rather take the experience than the magic items. And this is a two-hand crossbow, actually, so this is actually going to be worse than what we have. For a second, I was kind of excited about that. I was going to say, "Ooh, look, a replacement for the other one," but it's a two-hand, so not really going to help us that much. I might check out this light crossbow here just to
This
see.
will overburden me.
Yeah, it's two-hand too, so alright. Unhelpful. I expect the hand crossbows are probably all called hand crossbows, but I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something that would be useful. Useful ability for things like that, so you can basically just, escape a large cluster of enemies. And the path out. Well, there's no question that it's useful, but I think I'll be sticking with Hungering Arrow just because it does a lot more damage. Alright folks, we'll head back. Actually, we don't want to use that, we want to use the town portal thing because that's one of the objectives, so. Boom, and just in case he gives us items or something, which I don't think he will.
I've got such a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
Now I've heard you can disenchant things, so selling magical items sometimes might be a bad idea. But for right now I'm going to do it anyway.
You found the crown. Truth be told, I didn't think you'd make it back alive. Ah, it needs repair. Should be no
I'm
problem.
just going to come over here and hammer on it again a couple
It's
times.
good to work again. There. New as the day it was placed upon the Black King's head. I need something more than making spades to occupy my mind. I want my life to mean something.
Then we are allies. Each weapon you forge for me shall serve to purify these lands.
Awesome. Cool. Alright, well thanks for watching folks. I'll probably experiment a little bit with the forging stuff here off camera, and then next time we'll talk to Kane over here and continue on. So thanks for watching, have a good day.